Oh man! Not only was we have a baptism there, we had another baptism that was from kind of the aftermath of NYR this Friday. Olivia was baptized, so that's great. Don't you love to see our youth drawing closer to the Lord and being excited for the good things He's done? Hey, today I'm going to start a new sermon series. It's going to be 3 weeks long. I'm going to call it Let My People Go, but it's not about really letting people go. This is going to be from Exodus in that faith journey that we go with God on and what we might need on that journey. And today I'm going to talk about excuses. The excuses that we give to God. I could probably call this sermon 5 excuses that God doesn't accept. It's an excuse sermon. And I think there's common excuses that most Christians have in our faith. Now, I'm going to play the role of dad just for a second and just give some practical teaching about excuses in general as just a treat. This isn't from Scripture. This is from Darin. Just something maybe to help everyone out with excuses. Most people think that excuses are always bad, and they're not. That's not the definition of an excuse. An excuse is the reason you give that you made a mistake, that you failed, that you can't follow through with something, or it's the reason you give on why you can't make a commitment. There are good excuses, just like there's bad excuses. Every excuse is not bad. If I was supposed to meet you for lunch and I'm a no-show, and we run into each other 3 days later, and I'm like, hey, there you are. I've been looking for you. I couldn't make it. I was hit by a car. It knocked me unconscious, and I went to the hospital. That's a good excuse. There are good reasons to give of why you made a mistake, why you can't do something, and then there's also bad ones. There's excuses that's like, that's the reason you're giving me right now. There's one excuse someone gave me years ago that made me so angry. Have you ever been angry because someone gave you an excuse? It was a church leader, not a Rocky Forker. An elder who called me up right before an elders meeting. It sounds so stupid, it's not even, it's too ridiculous to even share. He's like, hey, I'm sorry I can't make it. I lost my library card. Our elders meetings are on Sunday nights, and I'm going, I don't know what to do with this guy. What? Lost your library card? Which brings me to this. You don't owe everyone an excuse. Sometimes it's best just to not say anything. You come up with all these reasons to give someone an excuse when all you have to say is, oh, I can't do this. And then you're done. Have you ever been in your room and you're talking with parents or you're talking with spouse, you're like, I don't know what to say. How do I get out of this? It's like, well, do you owe them you don't owe everyone an excuse. You don't have to give a reason that you can or can't do something to everyone. It's just, I can't do it. However, there are some people you owe reasons to. You owe an excuse. You owe a reason to those you have made commitments to. Your spouses and your family. And you owe a commitment, an excuse and reason to those who have authority over you. Your mom comes in and says, clean your room, and you go, I can't. That's not flying. You got to have a reason here. Why can't you do it? And maybe you have a good reason. Maybe it's a good excuse. I've got a paper due tomorrow. It's going to be I've got to stay up all night. Okay, maybe. I've got a thing I'm going to do with a buddy. We're going to go play a game. No. Bad excuse, but you owe an excuse to those who have authority over you. We owe reason and explanation to God. When God calls us, we can't just blow him off. When he says, I want you to come and follow me, I want you to be a follower of me. Leave everything behind. Come on this journey and adventure. We can't go, I can't right now. He has authority over us. We owe him a reason. And today I'm going to share 5 poor excuses that you can't give to God. There's some that are called not just to be a follower of Christ, they're being called right now, and you know it. God's calling you to share your faith with someone. That there's someone that you know you need to share your faith with. I need to be open and say, Jesus is what you need in your life, and you're not doing it. Why? You owe God a reason. If he's calling you to something, you need to give that reason and excuse to God and see if it flies. He has authority over us. Or maybe there's some in here that know that they're called for more. You know God's calling you to be a leader, a spiritual leader in the church. And it's like, and you have all these excuses, these reasons that you don't want to. Are they good enough reasons? Have you shared your reasons with God? There's some that are called to service. Some right now in this room who are being called to draw closer to the community, be a part of the family of God. What reason do you have to shove him away? So Moses is called by God, and he gives 5 excuses. He looks over and he sees a bush on fire. That'll get your attention. He goes over to the bush, and God is in the bush. And the Lord speaks to him from within the bush. Moses, take off your sandals. You're standing on holy ground. And Moses hides his face from God, scared to look at him. And then God says, I'm calling you to go to Egypt. You're going to go to Egypt and talk to the most powerful person in the world, Pharaoh. And you're going to tell him to let my people go. I've heard of their suffering, and I'm answering their prayer, and I'm sending you. And Moses didn't want to do it. Now be honest. Has God ever called you to do something that you did not want to do? You do not want to do it. Anyone? And have you ever shared excuses with God? Moses doesn't say, okay, and start packing. He doesn't say, here I am, Lord, send me. He's like, I can't do this. And each excuse he gives sounds very familiar to me. I know these excuses. I know these reasons. I've had them, and I've heard them. The first excuse he gives is found in Exodus chapter 3, verse 11. Let's look at it. It says, but Moses says to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? Who am I to go and do this great task? I'm nobody. I don't deserve to go on this adventure. I'm not great or important or special. I'm just a guy. Lord, I shouldn't do this. And what's leading that excuse are feelings of inadequacy. Feelings like I don't measure up, therefore I shouldn't be called. And that, to me, is a very common reason. Have you ever had that excuse for God? Where he's like, hey, I want you to be a Christian. And you're like, oh, I'm too much of a sinner to have my sins forgiven. It would be a joke if it wasn't so sad too. That's what a lot of people do. It's like, I want to follow you, Lord, but I don't deserve to follow you. God's response here is beautiful. And it's so different than the response I would give. If I came and said, hey, could you do me a favor? Could you help me? I need someone to help serve over here. And you said, oh, I don't deserve to do that. Do you know what I would probably say? Yes, you do deserve it. You do deserve it. You're so special. Look at you trying to be all modest and humble. Get over here. You're awesome. You're awesome. I love you so much. And I would start pointing out all the awesome traits you have in your life. Doesn't that make sense? God doesn't do that with Moses. Moses was like, who am I? And God's response is? Look at this response. Well, I'll be with you. Who am I? I can't do it. Well, I'll be around. What kind of response is that? Then, this is almost comical. God says, I'll give you a sign. Here's your sign that you're supposed to do it. Okay? And this will be a sign to you that it is I who have sent you. When you've brought the people out of Egypt, you'll worship God on this mountain. Like, wait a second. What kind of a sign is that? Here, you want proof that you're the right man, that I'm sending you? Okay, here's proof. When you've obeyed me, you'll be right back on the mountain and all the Israelites will be around it. There's your proof. Now go. Like, that's not a sign. What kind of a sign is that? And even the way God words it, it's so clever. I don't deserve to go. And he's like, I will be with you. And here's the evidence that I'll be with you. When it's all said and done, it will still be all about me. When it's all over with, you won't be worshiping you. You'll be worshiping me right here on this mountain. Now go. That's the reason God gives. And so if you have this reason, this excuse, and you're going, I know I'm supposed to go and do this great thing for the Lord. I feel him calling me. The Holy Spirit is nudging me. I'm see everything unfolding before me. That's my path. I just don't deserve it. I believe that the Lord would look and go, that's okay. I will be with you. I'm your tag team partner. When I was a kid, I used to watch WWF wrestling, WWF. All the good wrestlers back then. George the Animal Steel, Macho Man Randy Savage. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan. Oh, when Hulk Hogan picked up Andre the Giant, you know. Imagine that you're in a fight and you're looking, going, oh man, these guys are bigger and stronger. And then you look over your shoulder and the biggest, baddest guy's right over your shoulder. He's your tag team partner. That's our God. And God's like, I want you to go that way. It's like, I don't deserve it. He's like, hey, let's tap. Let's tap. Okay. I'm in here now. Here I come. God's on our side. You see? It's not a good excuse for you to say, I don't deserve to do it, because the God of the universe is calling you and is not sending you out all by yourself. He's calling you to go on an adventure with him. And so anytime you share this excuse to God, I don't deserve to follow what he's telling me to do, remind yourself of the words of the Lord. I'll be with you, Moses. And you want evidence? When it's all said and done, after you've been obedient to me, it will still be all about me. It's not about you at all. I'm the one that's going to be worshiped. I'm the one that's going to be praised. Are you making excuses to God? Have you been making excuses because you feel like you're a failure and you feel inferior and you are allowing yourself to look within and you don't see anything worthy to stand up? And I'm going, maybe your eyes are right. I don't know. But I do know God is worthy. And if he's on your side, you can make it. Now, the whole irony here is, if I was going to select one guy out of the Old Testament, like the guy, who would you pick? Who's like the great example for everyone? Moses is up there. He's the top 3 at least. It's Moses, the most humble man that's ever lived. And it was written by him in the Torah. I'm the most humble man that ever lived. It's Moses who led the people out of Egypt, who brought down the 10 Commandments. This is the guy. He's the example. And God's not building him up. He's saying, yeah, I know you don't feel like you deserve to go. That's okay. I'll be there. The second excuse Moses gives. It says, but Moses said to God, that's the first one. Moses said to God, suppose I go to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, oh yeah? What's his name? Then what shall I tell them? It's a weird excuse, isn't it? What's Moses actually saying, though? He said, I want you to go do this great thing, and I'll be with you. Okay, yes, but suppose I get there, and they ask me even one of the most basic questions. They ask me something very simple, like, okay, you know this God so well? What's his name? I don't even know your name. I don't know you. I don't know your ways. I don't know your word. I am at a disadvantage. I lack some knowledge here. And I don't feel ready. There's more for me to learn. I have to develop a longer relationship with you, and I have to study more in your word, and I have to be around Christians. I got to go to school. I got a lot to pick up here. So I can't follow you right now because I'm in learning mode. And I think there's a lot of people that's our excuse to not follow God. It's because I'm still learning. Let me give you the truth. Everyone's still learning. Everyone is. Everyone is. You're learning, and I'm learning. I had a Bible once that I wrote in. Does anyone write in their Bibles? You do? And I wrote on the side what a certain verse meant. A couple years later, I came back to it, and I went, oh, that's not what it means. So I took my pen. It was a different color. It started in blue, and now I have a black pen. And I crossed it out. I put an X there. And I wrote under it what it actually meant. A couple years later, I came to that passage again, and I went, what was I thinking? That's not what it means. And that was even dumber. No. And I X'd it out again. And I wrote down what I thought it meant that time. I'm still learning. We're all still learning and growing. You are still learning and growing. And God doesn't wait for some big graduation day before he uses you. He uses people that don't even know what's going on. They're still kind of learning and figuring things out. He's calling you right now. Come to me. Come to me. I'm calling you. You feel the Holy Spirit. I'm prodding you. I'm pushing you. I'm pointing. I'm directing. I'm guiding your life. And you go, I got a lot. What if, do I even know you, God? Do I even know anything important or valuable yet? Well, no, you probably need to learn it. Keep learning and keep growing, but I'm not going to wait before I use you. I want to use you right now. The Lord spoke to him and said the most amazing thing. He said, you want to know my name? Here's my name. Figure this one out. I am. I am who I am. Popeye the Sailor Man. God said it first. God said, I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. I am? Yeah, I simply am. There's a lot in that. In fact, there's a lot to learn about God just meditating on his name. You learn a few things. One thing is that he's self-existing. No one made me, no one created me. I simply am. We learn something about his unchanging faithfulness, his unchanging nature, consistent with himself. I simply am. Don't change back and forth. I'm not like the ocean with waves. I'm consistent. There's this almighty, sovereign element here too. I am. God defines himself as this great being beyond us and teaches us that he's not only knowable, but that he's also unknowable. And there are traits that God has that you'll never know. You just can't figure it out. I believe that whenever we go away someday and we go to the new earth and we're with our God, I don't think we'll see all of him. I think he's still going to be so big and so complex. It's like an ant finally meeting Darin, and a little tiny ant crawling over to my toe. And it's like, I see Darin! You don't even see me. You don't see how big and mighty and great I am. There's so much to him. How can this God be all-knowing and all-powerful and everywhere, this creator of the universe? If you're going to wait until you have a better understanding of God, you're going to be waiting a while. That's my point. So if he's calling you, then that's not a good reason. He's the I am. You'll be waiting forever. Now, if you're going to come up with an excuse, it has to be different than that. The second excuse Moses gave, he says, Moses answered, what if they don't believe me or listen to me? And what if they say the Lord did not appear to you? I recognize this fear. I recognize this reason, this excuse. It is, what if I fail? What if what I'm called to do doesn't happen and you called me to do something and I blew it? You called me to live for you, and I fell back into my sin. You called me to be a leader, and everyone just stepped all over my toes and beat me up. You called me to share my faith, and the person I shared it with is farther away from you now and angry with me. I failed. What if you call me to do something and I fail, Lord? I might do that. And the Lord speaks to this excuse. He says, then the Lord said to him, what's in your hand? Moses said, a staff. Throw it to the ground. Moses threw it on the ground, and it became a snake, and he ran from it. It's like, what if I fail? Do you not know who I am? I'm God. What do you got there? What do you have here? Well, just a staff? Yeah, throw it down. I want to show you something. Moses is scared of what God can do. It freaked him out. It freaked me out for two reasons. One, he turned a staff into a snake. And two, he turned it into a snake. Freaked me out. And then God nonchalantly is like, and if that doesn't work, I'll help you turn water into blood. If that doesn't work, I'll teach you how to give someone leprosy. I'm going to perform all these signs and wonders. Don't worry, you just get there. I can do more than you can even imagine. Are you making excuses saying, and you're going, I might fail, so I'm not going to follow the Lord? Then you don't know who the Lord truly is. He can do so much more than you imagine. You have no idea. Just trust him and follow. The next excuse he gives, Moses said to the Lord, pardon your servant, Lord. I've never been eloquent, neither in the past since you've spoken to your servant, or since you've spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue. Was he tongue-tied? Speech impediment? Had troubles getting the words out? Was he just not the outside, you're an introvert? Was he an introvert and he couldn't, all bottled up? It doesn't say, but there's some reason that Moses is giving going, I don't have the skills to be able to do it. I'm not talented, not like some. I know what that feels like. There are times in my life I've thought and truly believed that all I think I can do is preach. I don't think I've got any other skills. I can't clap on beat. See? Oh, you can have it. You can't sing. Seems like every time you lead, it fails. Have you ever felt like you lacked skills? And you lacked the skills specifically that God's calling you to use. Like God's calling you to do something, it's like, that's not what I'm good at. And you're going, I'd rather work on a car, rather work on a boat, I'd rather do something else. Moses receives this message from the Lord. Who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will help you speak and will teach you what to say. He created you. He made you, and guess what? He knows exactly what skills you have and what skills you don't have, and if you're missing something, he can give it to you. He can work on that. Your job is not to evaluate whether or not God is a fool for calling you towards him. Your job is to obey. And when it's all said and done, Moses gives the final excuse. And I wonder if it's the real one. I wonder if the last excuse is the right one. And as Moses is going through all of his excuses, And God's knocking them all out if he gets to the heart of the matter. And it says, pardon your servant, Lord. Please send someone else. And do you know what this excuse is? It's very simple. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. And you're trying to come up. Have you ever tried to give excuses and you're coming down and you even know all your excuses are bad? None of these excuses work. It's like, hey, can you come to a party this Saturday? Oh, I can't. Oh, you have something going on? Yeah, I really can't this Saturday. There's just so much happening. You know, have you ever gotten down and you just have no more excuses for God? And you just get down to the very end and you realize, I just don't want to. And Moses just didn't want to go. That's the truth. And the Lord dismisses this, but differently than all the others. All the excuses like, I don't know your name. I am who I am. Like, please send someone else. And this is God's response. The Lord's anger burned against Moses. This isn't a reason to rationalize with here now. Now we're only dealing with who's in charge. And the Lord's like, oh, you're going to go. You get out. Okay, fine, I'll go. I'll obey. What is the Lord calling you to do? Is the Lord calling you to turn from your sin, repent, to get baptized, to surrender to him, and to say, I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian now. I'm going to live for him. And you're going, yeah, but I've got all these reasons I can't do that right now. Are you sure? And are your reasons good? Is God calling you to serve in some capacity? Is he calling you to share your faith, to step up? Then it's time. Listen to the call of the Lord and follow him. Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Lord, you are a good and a faithful God. You've been so faithful to me. And you've been faithful to me in the times of my life when I was following you willingly, excited, and in the times that I was resisting and I was scared. Lord, I allow fear of failure to keep me from following you completely. Sometimes it's easier to push you aside. Lord, I thank you for being patient with me and for being patient with Moses and being willing to have a discussion and to think this all through with him and giving us this conversation so that we can think through our reasons and excuses that we give to you. Lord, I pray that we would be faithful, and I pray that today, I pray that there would be someone here who would stand up and say, no more excuses. Lord, I'm all in.